Over the 15 years, my experience in India grew up to about 600 engineers working for Danaher Corporation, doing some of the most innovative work in India for my corporation. I took the time to talk to each of them, each of the 600 plus engineers. What are their dreams? Where are they coming from? And I want to share with you what I heard from them. Majority of them came from small villages. They first in their family had gone to college. Their dream was, one, I'm going to work very hard, buy a motorcycle, then buy a car, then buy a house, then get married. And for doing that, I'm willing to do whatever work it takes to achieve it. I was absolutely fascinated with their dreams. Again, remember, these came from small villages. First in their family to reach outside the village. And their dream is, I want to get married, but only after I establish big time. So I was absolutely impressed. But 3 years ago, I left Danaher, I retired, and Asha and I both decided we need to continue doing something where we can help our fellow beings in India. So that's my background.
That's an absolutely amazing story. Thank you so much. There are so many charities. Why would you choose Ekal?
Excellent question.
Thank you.
I didn't know the word Ekal a year ago. I never attended one of these meetings. I happened to meet a friend right behind.
Who is the friend? We really want to know that. Manoj, thank you so much.
I met him in the temple, Manoj and wife. We were wondering, how do we help India? One of my real fear has been, Asha and I both have been, the money we donate, would it really reach to the right cause? I think that all of us fear that. Or how much of it would really reach that real cause, because a lot of it goes in the pockets of people. We all know that, especially in India. So Manoj shared with me the concept of Ekal. And he explained to me what it was. I didn't believe it. How can you run a school with $1 a day? It doesn't make any sense to me. Anyway, I followed Manoj's discussion, met some of the members of Ekal, and it looked very impressive to me. So we said, okay, we've got to start somewhere. So both Asha and I decided we're going to donate school for 15 schools as a startup. I was not impressed that it is wonderful dog and pony show. I've seen that in India many, many times. When I was working with global power development, went to India, they showed me wonderful slides. Didn't believe any of those. Wanted to go and touch it, which means talk to the engineers, then I believe it. Same thing happened here. In January, I asked the Ekal team, can I physically go and meet people who are working as Ekal people? I found there was no school available close to Delhi, where I live. 70 kilometers from Delhi, there was no school. Understandable, because if there are schools, they don't need Ekal. I did happen to find a school about 75 kilometers from Delhi, about 3 hours away. That's what I saw, and that's changed my way of thinking.
You actually answered my next question. I was about to ask you about your experience there. So what did you find in the Ekal Vidyalaya there?
What I found in Ekal Vidyalaya was really fascinating thing. There's no building. There's nothing. All it is a teacher and students. Lots of students. In this case, it was in Haryana. Wonderful school in Haryana, from where we come from. So there were about 35 kids in the class. Most of them were girls. Which is wonderful. Again, to me, girls' education is a lot more important than boys' education. Most of them were girls. Girls were there. There was a teacher, no buildings, nothing. No books, bunch of posters. That's what I saw there.
And did you talk to teachers there? Like, what was their perspective about Ekal?
Absolutely, I did. I didn't believe any teacher would work for, as they call, 1,000 rupees a month. I didn't believe that. That's unacceptable to me. So it looked like a wonderful conversing. So I asked the teacher, so how long have you been working with the Ekal? 6 years? And you want to work for Ekal for 1,000 rupees a month? Is that real? She said, yes. So why do you do that? You're a smart lady. Why would you work for 1,000 rupees a month? And the answer was wonderful. Say, I'm from this village. I want to do something in my life. This is not my primary job. This is my secondary income. But I'm also able to help the young girls and young boys of my village. That's why I'm doing it. And by the way, she doesn't want to stay there forever. She's working towards her bachelor's degree with the idea of moving out of village. But for 6 years, she's working for 1,000 rupees a month. My hats off to her.
And what were they doing in the school? How were they running the school?
You know, the school was run beautifully. They started with the prayer when I was there. Then they went through teaching math, English, Hindi, both English and Hindi, and social studies. How did they do it? By a lot of posters. There were lots of posters on the wall, and they were teaching from those posters.
And how about the students? Were they like interested in that, or they were just sitting there?
Absolutely. My real fear was, when I go to a school like this, my first question was, would they even be clean or clean dressed? I had no idea what I'm going to see. Each of them was a clean dressed person. And then I started asking them a lot of questions. So I wanted to quiz. Are they really getting any education? So I asked them a lot of questions about numbers, about additions, subtractions. Then went on about reading, writing, about the social studies. I was absolutely fascinated. I could not believe what I saw.
And how about the elders in the village? Are they like supportive of it? Are they against it? They don't, like with girls' education, there is always in rural areas, it's like they don't need to work on it.
Now, remember, I'm in Haryana, and I think all of us know Haryana has the worst ratio between boys and girls. Every one of us knows that. It's something like 1,000 boys to 800 girls. Girls don't survive in Haryana. Well, guess what? When I went there, the entire village panchayat, they were there to support it. And I asked them a question, why are you doing it all? They said, we want our children to be something in their life. Whether they're boys or girls, we want all of them to be something in their life. So I really found a tremendous support mechanism from the elders in the village. And of course, I was in Haryana. They won't leave me till I have all the laddus and mithais. And lassi.
I hope your answer is yes, but I'm still going to ask. Would you continue to donate to Ekal?
You know, this is a wonderful question you asked me.
I don't want to lose you.
No, this is a wonderful question. My friend called me about 3 months ago. Said, Adish, we are holding a concert today here. Would you be willing to sponsor it? And I thought for a minute, I'm sponsoring the schools. Why sponsor this event in addition to schools? But then I recognized that I really should. Asha, I really should. Because this way we'll be able to reach out to each of you and share with you what we have seen, which I could not have done by donating money alone.
So from this whole conversation, I heard what I heard from you is like you are really, really passionate about this, and it looks like it is very important for you to donate to Ekal, to India. So is this what your perspective also?
I want to go a step further. I want to share with you because Asha and I can donate some money, but that's only some money. How do we make an impact bigger than what we have done? So I talked to my friend Subhash. Subhash, we have got a concert like this. Would like to come? So of course I will. So Subhash and Rama and their family came, and not only they came, they also gave me a check.
Oh, thank you so much.
We're attending a function, a funeral service, started talking to an American friend of mine, and I must have talked for only about a minute. He said, Adish, can you please send me the information about Ekal? I like to donate too. I want you to think something very, very important. Each of you, I want you to think. We all are doing very well. I know that. All the Indians are doing very well. Should we donate? I'm not saying whether Ekal or where we do. Should we donate a token amount, which is what we normally do? I write a $100 check or $50 check. Should I do something more than that? My suggestion to you is you need to do something more than that. Buddha said something very important. Gautam Buddha that I'm talking about. He said, what's the purpose of life? I'm not a Buddhist, by the way, I'm Jain. He said, very simple, the purpose of life is to help others. All of us are very fortunate to have the wonderful education, wonderful life which we all have. You may like to think about how you can help others, especially with a cause like Ekal, where you know for sure money will reach to a real right cause. By the way, I do want to share with you one more thing. The school I visited had one more, what exactly did it have? Physical structure. No structure. It was against a wall. Students sitting, teacher, all the students getting a notebook and 2 pencils a year, and a whole bunch of charts by which they were teaching. But there was also one more thing, a board recognizing the person who had donated the money for the cause. So if you want to get recognition, each of you go to get recognition, but think very seriously, something very basic. You are so well off. If you find an organization where majority of the money goes for the cause, and you can physically go and visit the school, like I have. I know all the names of teachers, I don't know villages where they are located. So I know the money is really reaching the cause. For how much? $1 a day? Hard for me to believe, but now I do believe I have been there. Thank you.
Thank you, Krishna, and we're really, really thankful to you for being here and supporting us. Thank you so much.
By the way, we have already committed to 15 schools last year. We're going to increase it to 20 schools this year.
And the other thing is you are supporting this concert also to some extent, as far as I know. Thank you so much. Big round of applause for Ajit. At this point, I would like to introduce Mr. Iman Leklock of Warsaw Capital. Warsaw Capital is a mortgage broker based right here in Stamford. They offer great rates and are a supporter of Indian community. They have been generous with their donation to Ekal for past few years. We would love to hear from you, Iman, and your thoughts about Ekal. And you know, it's good to meet you finally because we have seen Warsaw name all the time on this board, every single year, but who is? Okay, so please.
I'll try to be quick because I know you're all anxious to meet me. And I am as well, it's pretty good.
Okay.
So about 4 or 5 years ago, I had the pleasure, one of my clients, Manish Maheshwari, came to me and wanted to discuss a charity. So I didn't know anything about it, and to tell you the truth, I didn't really know much about poverty in India, other than, you know, just what you hear on the news and whatnot. And we sat down at lunch, and he told me that, you know, in the Western world, the illiteracy rate is maybe 1%, 2% in some countries, but for the most part, in the Western world, 99% of people are literate. But in India, 1 out of 4 people can't read. 1 out of 4 people. And it's a huge problem. And education is the key to lifting people out of poverty. And that's really, you know, what garnered our support at Warsaw Capital, because, you know, being a good U.S. citizen is also being a good global citizen and reaching out to, you know, other parts of the world and making a difference. So. So what we loved about him, so he gave us the information, and when my company, you know, sponsors a charity, we do all our due diligence and we really look into it. And we were super, super impressed by the amount, by the very, very little amount that goes into organization and goes into clerical stuff, and how much of the money actually goes into the programs and teaching and getting kids educated. And so it just really was a great thing that we're so happy to do, and we've been doing it for the last few years.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for supporting us.
Yeah, this community has been great to us over the years, and you know, many of you probably in this audience have gotten mortgages from us. And I know when you're getting a mortgage, they used to say it's like getting a checkup at the dentist. And I know if any of you have gotten a mortgage lately, it's more like getting a root canal, or maybe even getting a molar pulled. So we try to make it as easy as possible, and you know, tell you how much you can afford if you're a first-time home buyer, or if you're looking to reduce your mortgage rates and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, this evening is about other stuff. So I'll let you guys get back to it. And thank you for letting me sit here.
Thank you so much. And if anyone wants to refinance their home or want to buy a new home, please see Iman. Even if you don't want to do that, why don't you just consider doing that? Please go see him. Thank you so much.
And we don't have to pay back.
You have to talk to him basically. I have a couple of quick questions about what do you people know about Ekal and what's their like say last year also I wanted to ask a question, who does their own taxes? Do you do your own taxes? When
CPA right here.
huh?
Your own CPA in the house.
So I do my own taxes too. And the best thing I like when I hate doing taxes, because by the time I do my own taxes, I'm like really frustrated with all the tax and everything. I'm like, just have to finish this and be done with it. The only thing I like about my taxes is when I put that donation in and the tax goes down. And I put a donation in and the tax goes down. That's really a good feeling. Try doing that towards the end, to putting those donations.